Okay, Drew, take it away. Good job. Okay. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Monday edition of Morning, presented by Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Remember, Brock Rock and Wine coming up on Saturday, July the 26th, inside of famed Tiger Stadium. Good as sweet. Parish Construction Roofing. Do you know Orthopedics? Go to Brock and Roof, call Pair. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com, Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. Bocock Brothers Premium Cigars. Might have had one or two of those while we were on vacation this week. As a matter of fact, there's a box right there. See? 2 cigar boxes right there. E-Rock's here. How was vacation?
Phenomenal. We had a great time. Oh, just sweet. I had to grab my eyes are watering right now. I don't know why. I had a little bit of a sickness.
It's very sad to be leaving. Tearing up a little bit.
Tearing up.
So sad to be leaving, Erica.
Yeah, it's a great time as always with the whole fam. So.
Oh, the whole fam.
Kids are getting so old.
Kids are old. Kids are old. Don't really care about Nanny and Uncle Matt anymore.
They care about me. Yeah,
they kind of cared more about being on my show.
No.
You know, Sophia told Jennifer
what?
That when she gets older, if she's at a party and she's been drinking, she's going to call Uncle Matt to pick her up. How about that? So she's not calling her mom, because her mom will be all upset. So she's going to call Uncle Matt.
Okay.
Cool.
Well,
Uncle.
I'm coming.
No, you're not.
Yes.
Why would I bring you? You're just going to make a scene.
I'm not. Not going to make a scene.
I'm not bringing you. I'm not even telling you.
I'm going.
I'm not telling you.
I'm going.
I'm just getting up and driving,
Okay.
going to pick her up. Not telling you. I'm just leaving.
Okay.
And you're going to be like, where are you going? I'm like, I'm not telling you. Good as sweet. All right. So I wonder if Erica is going to read the comments today.
Oh, how do I do that again?
I think you can figure it out, Erica.
Trying to edit pictures.
Bocock Brothers Premium Cigars right there. Code Matt15 for 15% off.
How do I find your show again?
Erica, I'm not gonna tell you. I'm gonna have you just lean on some problem solving skills here. How do you think you would find my show on YouTube? How do you think you'd find it? Boy, that sounds like a great start.
Got it.
She found it. Amazing. What? Has the transfer portal. I think that's one that most of you had guessed, assumed would happen, and pretty much known ever since before they were going to Omaha that he was going to hop in the portal. Tomorrow is the deadline for players to enter their name in the portal. The 2nd is when the portal closes. You don't have to decide where you're going by then, but if you're going in the portal, you got to enter your name. Not sure who else. Might be a few more, but we'll see. But Larson is the one that I think most assumed. Had a really good freshman season, especially late in his freshman year. He emerged as a starter and was good in the postseason for LSU. But, Curiel came in and locked down a starting job. They added Stanfield, who was your everyday center fielder. And then we saw Pearson and Brown platoon in right field. Good as we. And it just meant Larson was kind of the odd man out, kind of relegated to a left-handed pinch hit role. But certainly good enough to play at the SEC level. But you look at next year, Brown will be back in right. Curiel will move to center. And that leaves left field open, but that's probably going to be Ethan Fry. And that's before we even talked about, do they add anyone via the portal in the outfield and who you have coming in, et cetera. So if you're Larson, I think, the comp I've given you, it's a lot like Paxton Kling a year ago. He's got to go somewhere where he knows he's going to be in the everyday lineup and get 250 at-bats. It's his draft year, so, and you can love LSU and want to be at LSU and want to play at LSU and wear that uniform and all the stuff, but if you have pro baseball aspirations in your draft year, you've got to go somewhere and get 250 at bats. And at LSU, it's more going to be about winning another national championship. And Larson probably wouldn't be an everyday starter. So he's going to go somewhere that he can be, like Paxton Kling did going to Penn State, which was really smart for him. He played every day in center field. He had a nice season, and it's exactly what he needed to do. So Ashton Larson enters the transfer portal. Okay, please smash the like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel. If you're on Facebook, please like the Matt Moscona page and share the post and all that jazz. E-Rock's back there, who's going to be handling our questions and comments, etc. So E-Rock, fire away.
All right. C-Dub225 said you cut out to the portal, but then all his own portal turned into. Crystal Lambert.
Are you at the top?
Going from the bottom.
No, go from the top.
Why?
Because that's...
Oh, that's the order? Oh. Okay. Chef 22504 says, Vernon Stoners, good morning. Carrie Hughes, good morning from the Smokies.
Morning.
Morning, Carrie. Omar the Tiger, hate to see Larson news.
Morning, Omar.
Donovan Peterson. Donovan Peterson, good morning.
Hi, Donovan.
Thomas Piat.
Hi, Thomas.
Morning, family. Safe travels. Dalton Barnett. Morning, Maddie. Rock and Drew.
Hey, Dalton.
Deacon Jones. Stona. Morning, Matt.
Hey, Dad. Hey, Papa Jody's watching. What do you say?
Hi.
Hi, what? Hi, Papa.
Jeff Hawk.
What up, Jeff?
Morning, Matt and family. Ryan Stadler. Morning, Matt. Heading home, I see. Yes. Well,
Headed home.
after Neil, good morning. Matt, Eric, and Drew. Safe trip home. Yes.
Ooh, Erica, this may be where we stop at gas. Look, a little place right there. Just a little top off.
Okay.
You want me to not?
I think we just drive. I hate stopping so soon. Just drive. Jacob Thompson, good morning. Caleb, wish him the best of luck.
Hi,
I guess that's Larson.
Hi, Mom.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, baby. The goat, good morning. Excuse me. Is he getting away? Really getting away? The goat.
Goat.
Morning, Matt and fam. Random question. Why isn't your show called the Matt Moscona Show, but Hunt Palmer Show is called the Hunt Palmer Show?
Because in 2010, 15 years ago, whenever we started 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge, and I was the first employee of the station, Charles Hannegriff at the time was the program director. And so it was really Gordy and Hannegriff who I was working with whenever I got lured over and hired and we were creating the show. And they didn't want the show to be called the Matt Moscona Show. They wanted to have a name. So some sports pun, whatever. So we came up with several ideas and then settled on, after further review, like with what, officials say whenever they go to, after further review, ruling on the field stands, whatever. But what was odd is, and furthermore, we wanted to be able to abbreviate it, similar to Pardon the Interruption, which goes by PTI, right? So we wanted to be able to abbreviate it, which is why we call it AFR. So that has worked, like that idea successful. But that's why, and then, Hunt Show is the only one that goes by the Hunt Palmer Show, by his name. There's Off the Bench. There's Live at Lunch, which is previous Sports Today. There was Colada and the Prince. But anyway, yeah, there's Hanging with Hester. A lot of different shows with different names. So that's why Hunt's the only one. And when Hunt was hired, remember, it was Hunt and Hill, because it was Hunt and Jeremy Hill, and then Jeremy Hill left, and so then it was just Hunt. So they couldn't just call it Hunt. So they called it the Hunt Palmer Show. From Hunt and Hill to the Hunt Palmer Show.
All right.
Lots of real creativity there. The many different iterations of the names of shows. But that's all of it.
Okay, Brennan Huff. Good morning, Scone. Crazy Ashton Larson was Cape Cod MVP. Couldn't crack the lineup. Good for him. Gotta go where you can play every day.
Yep.
Carrie Hughes asked E-Rock, did you pack the car? No, we did not pack the car. But I carried stuff downstairs.
Shout out to Larry.
Yeah.
Larry helped. Larry helped, and your dad.
Yeah. Good morning, Tiger Poppy. Good morning, safe travels, family Stone. Team Drew. Hashtag go this way. Yes. So that goes hi. Dalton Barnett. What happens with whiskey and wine? LIT Rob is at Barstool. I'll gladly fill it as an intern or as an interim.
Yeah, thanks for the offer, but we'll respectfully decline your offer. And I don't know what we're going to end up doing, what post game is going to look like. Starting to have those conversations, but don't know yet what it's going to look like.
Gunnar Michaels, morning Scone fam. Hope y'all enjoyed vacation.
We did. Thank you.
We did. We had a great time. The weather was fantastic the first 2 days.
Yeah.
Or Friday even too. Saturday, Sunday were great. Monday, no.
Thursday when we got there was good. Friday, Saturday were great.
Yeah.
Yesterday it rained all day.
Well, no, by the afternoon, I mean, it drizzled off and on. Huh?
Yeah, so yesterday rain was not great. Until this morning waking up was
storm.
Yeah.
But like yesterday afternoon, by like 3 o'clock, we were on the beach and it was.
Yeah, nice little afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't
overcast.
Nobody's sunburned by any means.
Yeah, nobody's sunburned. A little overcast.
It was nice out there.
The UV index was not great,
no.
as I understand.
Let's see. Bubba Smith, good morning. Crystal Lambert, you said yesterday you were going to DP UFC fight. My friend Carly Judas is on the card that night.
Oh, cool.
She's not yet. We're going to Drew's house, and she's awesome. Let me know what you think of her afterwards.
Awesome. I'll look forward to it. It's great. Yeah, I'm very excited. July 19th, Saturday. Be getting home from media days on Thursday the 17th.
Going back.
And then Friday the 18th is Drew's birthday, and then Saturday the 19th is my sister's birthday, but I'll be in NOLA for Dustin Poirier against Max Holloway. The BMF title on the line. His Hall of Fame UFC career in the boot.
Club Ruckus.
What up, Club?
Justin, morning, Matt, and Erica, happy summer.
What up?
Okay. Ricky Bertrand, morning from the 337.
What's up?
Brad David, good morning. Are y'all back? Are you back on air tomorrow or off on?
Off all week. I'll be back Monday, July 7th.
Blankie? Yeah. Got your blankie?
Monday, July 7th.
Little blankie I got for you. I got your real blankie.
Wheel blankie.
Little blankie.
True love. Wheel of Fortune blankie. Okay. Okay.
Eric Hart. Hi, Eric. Good morning. Your car. 5 weeks until carpool shenanigans start again. Eric, dreading it because of the heat. Dreading it because of the absolute insufferable heat that takes over in August and September. I never sweat so much before my life as I do morning and afternoon. So yes, it's beautiful sight.
Eric, you should go in my sauna at the house and start preparing yourself for it.
It's hotter outside on the pavement, believe me.
No, it ain't.
Yes, it is. Kelly, then you have all the heat exhaust. You have like 10 rows of cars, heat exhaustion vapors blowing at you too. It's so hot.
Here's the rain.
Crazy. Kelly Rose.
Good morning, Kelly.
Morning, Scone family. Safe travels.
Thank you.
Straub Skillers.
I think that's Straub Skills.
No, Straub Skills.
Yep.
Larson to the transfer portal. Yes. Devin Johnson, morning Sconers, having surgery on my leg Wednesday from a fall accident. Hoping to make it to the Clemson game. Need a speedy recovery.
All right, Devin. Onward and upward, man.
Casey Smith looks like game point has declined. RIP.
I need to see to just check, because if you're looking at your Trust Wallet, I think Dale had asked that the other day. That's a reflection issue with Trust Wallet. It's not a game coin issue, but that happens sometimes, that the Trust Wallet will go to zero. So it'll eventually reset, or you could uninstall and reinstall. But if you do that, do not do it unless if you have your recovery phrase. If you do not have your recovery phrase, then do not uninstall your Trust Wallet. But that's a Trust Wallet display issue, not an issue with the coin.
Casey Smith delisted. Bailey C. can't wait for fall. It's crazy to think Clemson game is in 2 months. Janet, Flynn would be great for a podcast, for a post-game breakdown.
I can ask him if he's interested in doing that. I don't know that he is. It's a gigantic commitment to do post game, because it's every game, which means you don't necessarily get to go to the game and watch the game and enjoy it. And, you know, Flynn's got small children. I'm sure he wants to take his kids to the games. I don't think people really understand like the full-on commitment what doing like game day shows is, because you don't get to, like, game days now are work days. You don't get to just sit and watch and enjoy the game and go to the game or cheer or any of that sort of stuff. So,
Brendan Huff, do you agree that this is BK's most talented roster?
yes.
Okay. Bubba Tatum, are you going to do anything from the All-Star game while in ATF?
No.
That's all, folks.
Oh. Yeah, last year it was interesting. Media Days was in Dallas, and the draft was in Fort Worth, MLB draft. And so this year, Media Days in Atlanta, and the MLB draft is in Atlanta. So interesting. All right, so we're done.
I believe.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess it is 10:40 on a Monday. A lot of people at work probably. You know.
Squirrel, you ain't watching Squirrel?
Squirrel probably watching on demand. Going back and watching later.
Brian Hollis, good morning. How was the water?
Uh,
The water was fine. I mean, there was some algae in it, I think, but there's no like seaweed or like sea crustrum, whatever they call it stuff.
Got it.
It was good.
I don't get in the water.
It was warm.
I
I
just,
had a little bit of Drew just to cool them off. But I don't want to go like ride the waves or anything.
I mean, I yesterday literally just let the surf come up on my feet a couple times. That was it. Like I don't get in the water.
But it was pretty.
I have no desire to get in beach water.
Yeah, the beach was beautiful as always.
Yeah, beach was great, beautiful.
The
There was sand and there was water, and it's a beach.
goat. Do you think Topuria can beat Islam?
I don't know, man. I'm not surprised that he beat Oliveira. I mean, Oliveira had his day, but like everybody in that sport, everybody's time is up, and there's just the new wave, the new generation of young, skilled fighters who have been fighting and training MMA since they were. I mean, I think Islam is a tall task for anyone in that division. But I'd love to see that fight.
Islam is a person.
Yeah. Makachev.
Okay. When's the last time LSU went into a season with the championship expectations? 2019 was a surprise, right?
Well, remember 2019. I think LSU was preseason number 5, because a lot of times your preseason ranking is predicated on how you finished the year before. So remember 2018, LSU won the Fiesta Bowl. They were 9-3, went to the Fiesta Bowl, wanted to finish 10-3. And so, and Burrow coming back and all that stuff. So they were a preseason. I'm almost positive they were preseason number 5 or 6. So they did have a lofty preseason ranking in 2019, although nobody anticipated that team was going to be what it was. I think 23 was a team that had some of those expectations. It kind of followed the 4-year cycle. Jaden was back for a second year as a starter. Remember, they brought in Matt House, and we're anticipating. Let me rephrase. It was Matt House's second year, and we're sort of anticipating or wanted to, but they cratered. But prior to that, I would say was probably 2016. I think 2016 maybe was preseason number 3. I think I have that right. I think they were preseason number 3 in 2016. And that's the most talented team that nobody ever talks about. That's the one that they lost at Lambeau to open the season. And every time I run through that roster, like, people realize, oh, that was like an NFL team. I mean, your running backs were Fournette, Geis, and Darrell Williams. I mean, your receivers on that team were Malachi Dupree, DJ Chark, Russell Gage, Will Clapp, Ethan Posick, Foster Moreau. I mean, it was an NFL team. Maya Tehuma was a 5-star freshman offensive lineman on that one. Godshaw, Arden Key, that was his All-America year.
A different way, because we've not been on the interstate yet.
We're about to get to the interstate right here. We're running into it right now. Kendall Beckwith, Deion Jones, Duke Riley, Tre'Davious White, Dante Jackson, Jamal Adams. I mean, that was an NFL roster in 2016. And they blew it against Wisconsin. And then they lost to Auburn and Les got fired. So, but that 2016 team was a gigantic wasted opportunity. I mean, that 2016 was a team capable of winning the national championship. Anyway.
Okay. What do you think happens if BK goes 9-3 this year and misses the playoff? Do you think this is the only shot he's got?
Well, I'm not going to say it's the only shot he's got, because, I mean, he's got a 10-year contract, right, with 90% of it guaranteed. So that's the sticking point. But if you go 9-3 with this team, then I think you really start to look around and go, okay, well, what's possible? Because they are all in this year in the portal on this roster. So if you don't make it with this team, then and next year you lose Nuss and you lose all of these 1-year portal guys, then, I mean, I think you take a step back in 2026 regardless. So if you don't make it here in 25, I mean, I think for the first time there will be like real conversations among administrators, boosters, etc., about what an exit strategy looks like with BK. Like, do you start to negotiate some type of like settlement buyout? I don't know what it looks like, but if they go 9-3 and then there's a regression in 26, is 26 his last year, and that would be halfway through his 10-year contract. So do you negotiate a buyout of the second half of the contract? Maybe. Big year, man. It's a really big year because of Nuss being back and because of the portal investment, coaching staff stability. It's just a big year, and they got to make the playoff this year.
Okay. Chef.
Okay.
504. Matt doesn't tan.
Yeah, tan.
He tans. He just didn't get.
I just don't go get in the water.
lot of sun. I mean, we didn't.
First 2 days.
Yeah. We danced. Usually it's pretty dark.
A little sunscreen and put that umbrella down for a bit.
Joe, morning to the crew, especially Drew. Oh, good morning, Joe.
Say hi, Joe. Hi, Joe.
Brian the vet, love the show. The Wheel of Fortune blankie is awesome.
There it is.
Safe travels. Remember to go this way. Yes, that is his favorite blankie. Our best friends, Keith and today gave him that for his birthday like 3 or 4 years ago. 3 years ago, I guess. And Drew's very hard to buy. Drew is extremely hard to shop for because he doesn't want anything. He doesn't really like anything. He likes people and phrases. Like, he just doesn't like stuff. So he's a very hard person to shop for. And I remember my friend Keith was like, what should we get for his birthday? Like, nothing, because he doesn't like anything. He doesn't want anything. So, and then all of a sudden he was like, we got him the best gift. And I'm like, well, I don't want him to open in front of them because the reaction I knew was going to be nothing, However, when I opened this, I was like, oh my God, I knew he'd love it. So I opened it, and then Drew was like, gave the best reaction ever. And ever since then, he's loved it. So the little blankie, there's very few things Drew really gets excited about. But the wheel blankie is still a strong.
And because he's a child that doesn't understand things like birthdays and Christmas and all that sort of stuff, then we should just not give him presents because he doesn't understand presents. So that's always been my thing. Like, let's just not do, with no need to spend the money. He doesn't understand or know, right? Right.
And I cry because that's silly.
And so then we spend way too much money on presents that Drew doesn't.
It's some type of normalcy for me. It's selfish of me because I told them to experience the other stuff that parents do with joy from their kids. So I wanted to try. No, every year I try to do something that I'm going to get a reaction from him. So it's like a challenge. I don't want him to react. They get excited.
You should have got him a Wheel of Fortune blankie. Maybe ask Ethan to name what you should get him this year. What do you think about that, Erica?
We got him a present this year. It's a gift I keep us on giving every year. I forgot where Kelly Presley, good morning. Safe travels.
Good morning.
T. Termini. Good morning, Scone family. We think Stanfield will come back for senior season.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think they are anticipating Stanfield being drafted. Because Curiel would be in center next year, Brown and right, and I think Fry starts the season in left. If Stanfield's back, that complicates things. Now, anyway, to be to be second or third, and whenever we're back, and Milo moved to short, Braswell went to third, and Reeves didn't play. So now Reeves is in the portal. So